Hey everyone, how are you? It's Mr. Johnson here. You know what? I have a statement I wanted to make, or maybe it's just a little bit of a narrative. My wife was always saying to me, well, "Why don't you tell people? Why do you get up here on Instagram and TikTok and share your thoughts? Or why do I do what I do?" Well, that's a good question. My goal with the words that I speak, the goal of evolution is really just to get us to think. A lot of us are just going through life without really thinking. A lot of us are just assimilated into the matrix. I mean, really think about it. How many people really are living the life that they want? Now, I know what you see on television. You see a lot of everyone's happy, everyone's drinking. I mean, life's a great big party. If you want to look at TV commercials, everybody's just having a great time. This is by definition is a falsehood. That's why it's called television, tell-a-vision. They're giving you a vision, if you will, of something they want you to perceive to be reality. But the fact of the matter is, most people don't live this way. So what do I do? What I do, I want you to take stock of your life. I want you to understand that you matter, that you are important, that your life matters for something. On the way over to the studio today, I just was observing all the different people. Some were at bus stops, some were crossing the highway, and just looking at the condition of people and seeing the energy, if you will, seeing the common thread of so many people dealing with so much in their lives. And the traditional way of helping people has not done a very good job. If it had, there wouldn't be so many psychiatrists. If it had, there wouldn't be so many therapists. If it had, there wouldn't be mental institutions. And not that our mental health shouldn't be addressed, but I'm sure you guys are getting what I'm saying. So what do I want you to do? Why am I here? I'm simply here for one reason: to help in any way that I can, to get you to see that you can change your life if you really desire it. Unfortunately, many of us have been taught a very weak way of doing things. Nobody wants to hurt. Nobody wants to experience pain. Nobody wants to experience suffering. But it is through pain and suffering that change come about. If you go to a gym and you start working out and you start lifting weights or doing aerobics, calisthenics, whatever the case might be, your body's going to hurt. It's just inevitable. That's what stops people from going to the gym. It's not the exercise itself. It's the pain of what you have to go through to get to that goal. Such is life. There's going to be a certain level of pain that we're all going to experience dealing with this life. I'm not here to get you to avoid your pain. Not at all. As a matter of fact, I'm a firm believer that pain is absolutely, quintessentially necessary, if you will, that you must experience it in order for you to grow. And there's many different levels of pain, and there's many different attributes of pain that you're going to have to go through. But it is true, what does not kill you will make you stronger. What do I do? What I do? I want you to be strong. I want you to be filled with faith and hope. I want you to be determined, resolute, of sound mind, of good character, of high morals and integrity, if you will. Everyone says this, but obviously as a society we're failing at it. We're failing miserably. Look at our children. This is not a racial comment. Look at our children across the board. Our children are a reflection of our own thoughts and what we allow to happen. Each generation, year after year, is just getting worse. These are not the popular topics that you're going to hear on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. Everyone's going to tell you how to make money, what course to buy, or have some dialogue about a conversation that's really unproductive. It's more or less destructive. They're going to call women thoughts and whores and tricks. And they're going to say men aren't worth this, all men are dogs, all this stuff that you're hearing. And think about this now. Your children are hearing this. They're growing up in this world where they're being taught everything is bad. Everyone is bad. Critical thinking is not something that's highly tolerated anymore. Honest conversation is not something that's accepted. You actually been being taught in society that you have to lie. You have to lie about so many things to be accepted. It wasn't always this way. And the fact of the matter is, it's continuing to get worse. So why do I do what I do? Hey, I appreciate the follows. I appreciate the comments. I really do. I really do. I really do. I really mean that. But I'm not looking to be accepted by anyone. At 55 years of age, I realized that numerically speaking, on average, that I have fewer days in front of me than I have behind me. Eventually, I'm going to die. We all are. And so in understanding that, I realized that for the time that I have left, What am I going to do with it? It is simple. I want you to live your life to the best of your ability. Don't be afraid. Don't be fearful. It's not easy to get in front of a camera. There's no script. There's no monologue for me to say what I'm saying. But I understand as a person that many of us have more in common than we realize. But through the narrative of separation, racism, economic crisis, and any other ism that you can possibly think of, it caused a great deal of separation among humanity. In some way, maybe I can help bridge that gap, if you will. I want you to think for a moment, why are you here? Do you really think you're here just to pay bills? Of course, we have to meet our financial needs and our fiduciary obligations as it pertains to our society. I'm not naive to that. But many of us do that and are still basically unhappy. I want you to think about your life deeply. Are you evolving? We can talk to each other through these devices, but do you have human connection? When is the last time you celebrated the loved ones in your life? Most people celebrate things, their materialism, their cars, their homes, their purses, their cars, their necklaces, their diamonds. And to a certain extent, all these things do hold value. I understand it. This is not poor people talk because I'm not a poor man. But at the end of the day, nothing that I'm striving for or working for can I take with me. Nothing. Naked I came into this world, and naked I shall leave it. You must ask yourself, what is your purpose of your existence? That is my goal with you. Find out why you're here. Find out why you're alive. Find out who you are. Whether you believe this or not, you're running out of time. Time is immutable. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. The only thing that is getting older is you. Time is not getting older, you are. Really think about it. Some of you might be 20, some of you might be 50, some of you might be 70, but yet Monday is still Monday. When you understand these principles, hopefully you'll take advantage of the now, because now is all you have. Whether you agree with what I'm saying or not is of no consequence to me. My job is simple, to get you to think. Many of us will not take the time to reflect upon our life until ultimately it's too late. When you're laying on your deathbed in hospice cares and they got the machines on you and the ventilators breathing for you, or many of your friends have passed on. I spoke with my dad last night. He's 75 years old, and he says to me, he can't escape how many of his friends are ill and dying. This is inevitable for all of us. Once you understand the significance of your life, then you'll truly comprehend the fact that it's only you that can change it. There are many avenues that you can take. But the one thing I want you to strongly consider is this. It is your responsibility. It is your life. Nothing can change unless you change. So again, why do I do this? To make you aware, to bring it to your attention, to not let the distractions of society continuously pull you away from what your sole purpose here, which is to live and to find out, to experience things. Many of us are always talking about manifestation, manifest this, manifest that. But I never hear anyone talking about manifesting peace. Everyone wants something. And then once you get it, it's good for a while and then it fades. It's like a new car. It's nice, and after 6 months, it's just a car. Or your new purse, or your new outfit, or your new suit, or even a new haircut, if you will, or a new home. Everyone wants something new. But there is nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new going on. You, my friend, are in the middle of a war. The war for your very mind, your soul, your existence, the way you think, the way you are, the way you speak. Don't you understand that? The powers that be. Many of us never really want to have deep and profound conversations. I mean, real conversations, not superficial ones. What real conversations are you referencing, Mr. Johnson? The war between the darkness and the light. And you're dead smack in the middle of it. You're dead smack in the middle of it. And the devices that they use to pull you away from the light. Think about it. How many of us are born racist? You're taught these things. How many of us are born evil? You're taught these things. How many of us are born angry? You become angry. You become all these things. From the moment that you're left out of your mother's womb, you're indoctrinated or assimilated into something called the world, society. Is our society perfect? Far from it. As a matter of fact, it's only deteriorating at a rapid rate. But it doesn't have to be that way, particularly for you as an individual. You do have a choice. Choose delight. Well, what is delight? Delight is righteousness. Doing what is right, even when it's uncomfortable. Saying what is right, even when it's not popular. Doing right continuously. Doing right when no one's around. Many people will be taken advantage of. I understand this. Many people will take your kindness for a weakness. Believe me, I get it. Many people will misuse you and mistreat you and say things about you. Believe me, I've been a victim of those things myself. Very much so. But ultimately, when evil and darkness comes into your life, and it tries you and presses you to get you to change, in other words, to get you to change into the darkness, you, my friend, are going to die, and I am as well. Ultimately, we're going to go somewhere. Some people believe heaven. Some people believe hell. Some people believe back to the universal consciousness. The fact of the matter is, no one really knows. You only know what you've been taught. And what you've been taught, if you hear it often enough, you tend to believe it. That's the truth. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I believe in God. That's what I was taught. That's what I was brung up around. That's what my mother and father taught me and my grandparents. Some people believe in Islam. Some people believe in Catholicism. Some people believe in Judaism. Some people believe in apostolic. Some people believe in different various topics of religion, which is fine. But one thing is for sure. No one denies this power. Some people call it manifestation. Some people call it the one, the source, the light, the creator, the universe, the mind. It's called many names, but no one denies that it exists. There is a power that exists, the power between good and evil. The choice is relatively simple. What side are you choosing? What soldier will you be, and for what army are you fighting? If you choose to be part of the darkness, by all means, I assure you, you will get your just reward in darkness. If you choose to be a soldier of the light, then by all means, I assure you, you will get your reward by being a just soldier of the light. What I highly encourage you to do is, number one, is to love yourself enough to expand your mind and your consciousness. Remember this, you will become what you think about. I'm going to say this to you again. You will become what you think about. That is the gift. Your imagination, by definition, gives you the ability to imagine anything that you want. Unfortunately, as I've stated before in the past, most people imagine what they don't want and don't understand why it comes to them. Because like I said before, you're a God. Whether you believe my assessment or not is of no consequence. The fact of the matter is, that's what the ancient texts state. You are gods. You've been mislabeled something called human beings. No, you are gods. You are experiencing this world. We all are. And we have the ability to literally create anything we want. Unfortunately, many of us create the world we don't want. If you don't understand the basic principles of your existence and the powers that lie in you, they are actually given to you when you're born, your gifts, your talents. Someone gave them to you. Think about it. Someone gave you the things that you're able to do. Really think deeply. How is it a child at 5 can play Mozart? How is that possible? Really think for a moment. How is that possible? Something is designing all of this. Something is organizing all of this. The word predestined or destiny are words that exist because they are real. What is your destiny? What are you predestined to do? I believe and know that this is my destiny, to come and talk to you. This is what I've always done my entire life. I don't know how I do it. I just do. It just happens. And some people really receive it, and some people might think I'm a little left of center. That's okay. I've been called worse, trust me. But the fact of the matter is, I find joy in helping people and getting them to recognize the fact that they're more powerful than they realize. You're more powerful than it is you. It is all up to you. Don't you see? It's up to you and no one else. Your mind is the gateway. Your mind, your imagination is the gateway to it all. Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your will, they all are married together, if you will, to create a perfect symphony of harmony in your life. But you, my friend, are the conductor of that symphony. You're the one that's orchestrating it. You're the one that's designing it and giving it the music to play. You're literally writing the music that's being played in your life. And you allow who you want into that concert. You allow it. You must understand this. Accountability for both men and women is the forefront and the fundamental principle of responsibility. You must become responsible for your life. I didn't mean to give you some long dialogue about something that was some older man rambling, but I hope that these words help you, that they serve you in some way. Just based on the comments, many people say, man, we need more, what do they call me, OG. They need more OGs or elder gentlemen to state these things. I hope that it helps you in some way. Listen, it's change easy. It will be as easy as you are willing to change. If you change the way you see the world will change. I hope this message helps. It's always a pleasure. Remember, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm Mr. J. I love you. God bless you. Peace.